What's up, Goody Fam? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, hi, my name is Goodness Ureke. You're welcome. Please kindly subscribe and join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for subscribing. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how I was able to cut this beautiful kimono jacket with open beaded bag and a drawing spring. So if this is what you're interested in, I bet you keep on watching. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. So for this style, I'm making use of 3 yards, and for the full length of the kimono jacket, I'm using the actual length of the fabric. I didn't cut it. First is to get my shoulder line. Then after getting my shoulder line, I will get my neck width, which is 3 inches. Then my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5, and I'll be adding extra ½ inch, making it 8 inches. Next is to get my shoulder slope. This is optional. You can choose not to give it a shoulder slope. Then I'll connect it to the line that joined with the shoulder point and the neck point. I will connect it. Then to get our armhole, I'll be using 15 inch to make my armhole. You can use 20, you can use 10, depending on how wide you want your armhole to be. Then after connecting my armhole, I will get my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 30 divided by 4 is 9. Then I'll add 7-inch allowance because it's a very free kimono jacket. I'll connect the armhole point to the allowance point, then curve it down. This is optional. You can choose to curve it as you're going down, or you can choose to draw it to a straight line. So I choose to do it straight line, not giving it a curved line. Then I'll cut it out. Not to worry, I'm still going to work on the neckline. I know you'll be wondering what I'm going to do about the neckline. So guys, if you remember, I used 3 inch to get the neck width, but I'll be reducing it to 2 inch. Then I'm going to draw a straight line all the way down. Then I'll cut it straight. Then after cutting it, I'll separate the fabric. I'll pick 2 sides, making it my back. Then the edges, I am going to the sewing machine to sew the edge. This is where the beading part will be. You know, the front, I'll be framing the front. So for the back, I'll be folding it so that I will have a base to put my beads. I'm not folding the edges. The next thing I will do is to pick the other side, which is my front part. Then I'll be joining it with the back side, with one of the back side. I'll do it separately. Then when I have joined it with the back side, you will notice that as you're joining it, there is much space in front side than the back side because of what? You have already folded the back part. That is why you're having enough space at the back. So I'll be going to the sewing machine to join the shoulder. Only the upside, that is where I'm joining the shoulder. I'll do the same to the other side of the jacket. So I'm done joining the 2 shoulders. So the next thing I'll be doing is to join the front part. The beading part will be the last part. The back is for the beading. That is what will join the back part. But for the front, I'll be joining it with this long piece that I have cut out. Make sure you iron yours before you join it. Then I'll be using pin to hold it so that as I'm sewing it with the sewing machine, it doesn't move. So I'll open it up. Then take one side of it, then pin it. You don't pin it together, you open it up and sew. Then when you are done sewing the first line, you now cover it. You make it, giving it a good finish. Don't worry, you will see how I'm doing it with the sewing machine. So when you've pinned up to the shoulder, where you joined your 2 shoulders, your front and back, so what you'll be doing now is, remember that the back, my back opening is smudged. I used 8.5 inch. You can use 6 if you don't want it to be wide. You can use 9, you can use 8. So I'll be marking it from that point that I joined the shoulder, that's the front and back shoulder. Then I'll mark my 8.5 inch. So I'll bring the other side of the jacket, which I already joined the front and back. Then I'll join it starting from where I've marked, that is my 8.5 inch. Then make sure you use the whole allowance for the front. Don't keep any space. Use the whole allowance in front. Then you start pinning it all the way down. If you notice, there is still much fabric that is still left out. It is better you have more fabric left out when you are done joining than when you are joining it finishes on the way. So that is why I made it to be much. So now I'll be going to the sewing machine to sew it, then I'll come back. So I'm done joining it. I'm going to cut out the excesses. So the next thing is to cover the joining. So I'll be folding the edges of the fabric that I'll be using to cover it. I'll be going to the sewing machine to cover it. The reason why I'm doing it is to give it a neat finishing so that the joining part will not be showing. So this is how I'll be sewing it. I'll be folding the edges, then I will start sewing it from the front. Make sure you're sewing it before the join in, just a little space before the joining, so that it will give you a very neat look. Nothing to discuss, cause I did by fault and without any doubt. I'm a me happy adult. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl is out. I'm a mind that's you talk. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulates. So when you get to the back neckline, you separate the back side so that you don't join it alongside. Remember, the back has an opening, so you fold it just the way I'm doing, then you close it up. Then you start joining the other side up. So I'm done joining it. The next thing I'll be doing is to close the sleeve opening. So the next thing I'll be doing is to fold the sleeve. You can use another fabric if you want the sleeve to be a little bit longer, but I'll be using bias to fold the sleeve. Then after I'm done folding the sleeve, I will join the side, that's the both front and back side together, before I'll be attaching my drawing spring. So I'm done joining the side. Before you join the side, make sure you close up the hem, like you fold the hem part before you join it. Reason because when you want to make a space for your strap to enter, it will be difficult for the strap to enter if you join the side before you close up. I don't know if you're understanding. It will be difficult for it if you close up the side. It will be difficult for the strap to go in, just the way I'm doing. So you first of all fold your hemming part, then you join your two sides together so that you create a space for the strap to enter. I don't know if you guys understand this part. So this is how I'll be sewing it with the sewing mesh. Make sure you open press it using an iron so you can sew it easily. So as you're sewing it and you reach the point you will stop, you stitch it and mark it using your chalk. Then you start to stitch the other side. I've already sewn my strap, so I'll use pin to pass it through the hole that I've created. Feelings been they swing like Django. Now you crash your Ferrari for leggy bona. Now so much you make you have been all over. My feelings today swing like Django. Feelings today swing like Timbanika churu. From a white dog in ɪᴑɪᴜ. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Timbanika. And after passing the strap, you check if the two straps are equal. If it's not equal, you adjust it till they are equal. Then when you are done, you cut the excesses, then put the remaining strap inside before you stitch it or you close it up. You do the same thing to the other side of the jacket. So I'm going off camera to do the other side. So after fixing the strap, this is the finished look. You see how beautiful it's turning out. So the next thing is to fix the beads at the back. So for the beading part, this is the bead I'm using. I'm using a crystal bead, that's what it's called. Then a black rope. Then from this place that I folded initially, start from the back. You have to avoid so it doesn't come out in front here. This is the reason why we folded it. So after fixing the bead, that's the way you want it to be. Then you start stitching it from behind the folded part, not outside, so that the stitches will show from the outside. Guys, please, if you've watched up to this extent and you've not yet subscribed, please kindly click the red button to subscribe and on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post new video. Subscription is free, it doesn't charge you any money. That's the way you're supporting us. Thank you so much. So for the next line, I'll be using 5" for the next line. Here also is optional. You can choose to make it 2, you can choose to make it depending the type of space you want to give to the beading. So I'm using 5". Then I'll start stitching it. Remember, you're stitching it from the back of the folded so that it doesn't come out in front of the fabric, because if it comes out in front it won't really look neat. So I'll do the rest and come back and show you the finishing part.
ᴏᴏ